Well, I want to go like sort of tactical with you guys today before we jump into anything. So, or as we jump into things. But first of all, how you guys doing, man? Fill me in, bring me up to speed. What's been rocking and rolling? Give me a quick little update. Like depending upon where you are geographically located, right, or regionally located. I'm hearing markets are up, markets are hotter, buyers are beginning to come out, become a little bit more active, even with us sort of navigating this 7% interest rate. So would love just at the very beginning to hear from a couple of you guys on what is and what has taken place in the last couple of weeks, last 3 weeks in your guys' markets. Are we up? Are we sideways? No big change? Are we going backwards a little bit? Like, what are you feeling? What's happening? This will be the part you guys unmute yourself and have open dialogue with me. Or else this will be the part that I choose your ass. More call inquiries, Rochelle. Okay, beautiful. That's a lead indicator. More calls actually coming in. Brilliant. All right. And by the way, here's how we see a migration of a market or a market moving into a more aggressive stance. Number one, write this down for me because I want you guys to always, and today's going to be some data, right? So today we're digging into some data. Number one, we look for, are there more leads? Is there a higher lead flow taking place? Obviously, Hannah, that shows interest, okay, of consumers. That's number one. It's an easy one to look at. Number two and number three are a little bit more qualitative, less quant driven. And you'll hear me refer, qual is like, it relies on your perception. Quant is there's analytics and data to be able to back it. So the second thing that I look for is, are more people answering the phone? Do I see that there's a bigger answer rate to the leads specifically that I'm calling? And then number three is, are we having longer, more in-depth, more effective conversations? Are they more interested? And then number four is, am I getting more appointments? So we can't just look at it, Christina, like, oh, I'm getting more appointments. No, are these things happening? Because these are lead indicators, whereas the appointments, the showings, and the offers written are ultimately lag indicators, right? And so it's important for us to keep an eye on that. So with that, I'm going to ask the question again. What are you guys noticing? Is your market picking up? Is there more inquiries, better conversations? Is it flat or is it going backwards? I saw someone say Cincinnati, Ohio is SLOW, slow. What are the rest of you guys noticing? And this is important as I start to have a conversation. More buyers are out. Okay, good. I love it. Okay. In Boston, lots of inquiries in Boise. I was just up in Boise, Joan, for a volleyball tournament at Boise State, which was super fun downtown, right? So Boise, lots of inquiries. So guys, let's talk every single economic move that takes place. If we lean into what I teach, which is called EBVD, write that down for me. Education-based, value-driven selling. Education-based, value-driven selling. That I want to use the data to bring value to my clients. Well, there's two things that just happened in the last 72 hours that give you opening. And please, underneath education-based value-driven selling, underneath it, write down every economic move is an opportunity to do two things: to reach out to my leads, to educate them, or to shoot video to educate my larger audience as well too. Now, when you bring this data, Christina, to them, guess what it does? Automatically, Rochelle, Roro, it pushes me up as an authority with them. And that's what I want. I want to be positioned as an authority, Joe. Does that make sense, guys? Yes or no? Because when I'm an authority, I can create certainty. When I have certainty, I have greater influence. So anyone know what happened in, this week? There's two major things that happened this week. Oh, I am
Are
going
we talking about tariffs?
Economics, not the tariffs. Tariffs
inflation, baby.
There it is. Thank you very much. Who said that? Who gave me the inflation, baby?
Me, Chuck.
Chuck, there you go.
Yep.
Inflation, the CPI report came in hotter than expected. But prior to that, Chuck, this is really interesting. You had Jerome Powell that spoke in front of the House of Representatives and the Senate congressional committees, and basically said this. Like, if you get a chance, watch my Instagram post that I did, because I was actually pretty. I don't get tweaked a lot, but this tweaked me, because he said we're not going to touch rates until September because the economy is doing so great. Right. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely talking to people who are like, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm strapped. It's tight. Oh my gosh. Do you have consumers, buyers and sellers, that are a little bit more strapped than they have been in the past? Yes or no, guys? Yeah. Right. Probably
Yep.
more so than not, right? You don't have a lot of people that are like, dude, I'm balling right now. Life is good. Life is great. So you got to understand that. The reason I bring that up is because understanding the situation where that person is absolutely critical. Now, check this out, guys. You ready? Write this down for me. Shelter is up 24.1%. Okay. That's a 3-year. I'll actually give you guys all this data. Hold on. I got it. I am blocked out of my Instagram, so it's going to take me a second. It takes me 23 seconds for Instagram to open up. If you don't know the app Opal, guys, check it out. OPAL. If you're looking to be able to actually create more control for yourself over social media, Opal is it. It makes me wait. I wait. Yes, I really want to leave. I got 17 more seconds, right? So it's a 24.1% increase in shelter cost. That's inflation. It was a 52 write down 0.5% 3-year increase on auto insurance. Let me get these other numbers right for you. And 1 second. There we go. And beautiful. All right. Energy cost is up 30.5%. So here are the exact numbers. Energy cost up 30.5%. Auto insurance up 57.5%. Shelter cost up 24.1%. Food cost up 23.1%. God bless the eggs. What are they now, like $14 for some eggs, right? Okay. And electricity is up 28.5%. And here's the last little bit. Okay. Is not foreclosures, but delinquencies on credit cards and auto loans are the highest that they've been, Tanya, since 2008. So now, Kristen, let's step back from this. What does that tell us is going on in the mind of consumers right now, buyers and sellers, when they're looking at this, when they are like experiencing that? How many of you guys experience this? By the way, I just did a Turo. I rented a Tesla Model S, drove up to Boise, right? I was like, this is fantastic. It's so wonderful, man. I don't need to worry about gas. I just got the Turo bill. I had like, what was it? $100 worth of electricity costs that I didn't even realize. I thought the superchargers were free. I'm the dumbass, right? So anyway, like, so like, how many of you guys have felt some of the squeeze economically yourself? Yes, right? At the pump, at the grocery store, wherever. So what does that mean? Our clients, people that are looking to buy, people that are having to sell, what are they experiencing? Concern, fear, doubt, and even more reluctance to screw things up. Does that make sense, guys? Yes or no? Okay. All right. So there's a couple of things that means that we need to do. And by the way, let me look at this really quick. I'm going to pull this up for you guys. When will we get the ease? Well, this right here, cmegroup.com. These are the Fed futures. Joe, take a look at this. Can you guys all see this on my screen? Right? This is the projection of what will happen. There will be no change in rates in March. That's what Jerome Powell basically came out and said. The economy's doing so well that we're not going to touch rates for a couple of meetings. May, no change in May. The next 2 meetings, pretty much guaranteed, Fed's not touching rates. Then June, we get to a 50-50 chance. July stays 50-50. Little bit more in September, but nothing like what we were seeing leading up to the cuts that took place at the end of this year. So why do I bring this up to you guys? What is my purpose? What is my reasoning? Why is it that I am actually having this dialogue with you guys today, do you think?
Because we need to educate our clients that if they want to buy or sell, they need to do it like now, because there's no guarantees they're going to do better down the road.
Totally. Yeah. And here's the interesting thing though, in Lisa, in the face of all this, there's still a projection of a 3 to 4% increase in home values nationally as well too, right? So if you look at this, I have an ability to be able to actually position a buyer right now, and many of those buyers are also sellers, to move forward in the face of this. There's more concern. There's more. I was just speaking up in Canada, guys. There was a ton of concern up in Canada on job layoffs and everything else. And everyone's like wondering, like, how are tariffs going to impact us? What's going to take place, et cetera? Not just up top of the border, but down here in the States as well, too. And in the absence of certainty, I want you guys to write this down. In the absence of certainty, people don't move forward. When there is no certainty, people stay still. Now, guess what I'm doing with all of my clients? Here's number one. And you guys are not going to like number one. Number one is this: increase your time that you're spending to follow up and prospecting by 50% at a minimum, just for the next 60 days. Not for the long haul lease, just for the next 60 days. That, Emily, we're going to increase our outbound touches to our leads and for new business by 50% for the next 60 days, basically all the way through until mid-April, beginning of May. Why is that? Well, because we know that if there's fewer people, do you think that this is going to cause fewer people to actually move forward, guys? More people to hold off? If there's fewer people, Kristen, that are moving forward, I need to talk to more people. I cannot control. And this is the thing I want you guys to get. You cannot control when a buyer's going to buy or a seller's going to sell. Do you realize that? That is out of your control, right? Can I control and help them price it right? Yes. Can I control and help them get educated with the conversations, Lisa, that I'm having, like that you said? Yes. But they're going to do the shit when they want to do it, not when I want them to do it, right? So what I can control is the number of people that I'm talking to. If I increase the quantity, I'm going to find the quality in there, even though the quality is hidden a little bit. Here's number two. Number two thing. I'm going to call every person that said they want to buy or sell, going all the way back, Lupita, to 2023. Kristen, any leads that I have that were like, I want to buy or sell, and they didn't pull the trigger in 2023. I want to buy or sell, and they didn't pull the trigger in 2024. I'm gonna put those front and center, right? And actually use this dialogue. I couldn't wait to share this with you. This right here, my friends, hold on one second, is, okay. This right here is for rates increasing. And if you look at it, rates have been super stubborn, holding steady in the, unless you got, well, look at that. We're at 7.04. It went all the way up to like 7. What was it? We got 7.13. I mean, geez, man, we are not seeing, we've dropped down into 6.99 on average 30-year fixed for a day. And then it just went through the roof again, right? We should get some positive movement today and tomorrow, maybe get down below 6.99. But with the rates going up and down, here is the dialogue that I love to use. Now, before I give this to you, I'd like you to take a moment and write down all the benefits that a buyer has or a seller who's also buying has to acting now versus waiting until rates come down more. What are the benefits to them? How is it in their favor? Why is it a good thing? Not a bad thing.
Less buyers, buying right now, since there is some uncertainty. They're staying on the fence, so you won't have as much competition.
There we go. Absolutely, Roro. Less competition. We got less competition. I don't know about you guys. That's a good thing. All right. What else? Oh, we got seller contributions, 100%. We have a little bit more negotiating power. Sellers can contribute. We can get a seller to contribute back and buy down the rate, right, guys? Okay, because there is less competition. Oh gosh, you're concerned about a rate. We get seller contribution to be able to actually buy down the rate, by 1 percentage point. Okay, at which point affordability goes up. Beautiful. What else? So we got less competition. We got negotiating power. We got seller contributions. Anything else?
If you're a seller and your home is on the market, you can take that buyer's offer much more seriously.
buyers that are out right now are much more serious. It's like a December buyer, right, guys? You know a December buyer, when they write up an offer, they're pretty serious. Okay. So they're a lot more serious. On the buy side as well, too, watch this. A lot more homes to choose from means you have a higher probability of getting what it is that you want versus just what's there. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Versus just what's there. So take a look at this really quick, guys. Take a look at this. It is not on my branding. It doesn't say Coach Pipes. So, like, it's just a normal Word document. Nazar has this. Hey, is this Lisa? Lisa, this is Bill Pipes over the 5, and I'm calling you back just like I said I would. I wanted to reach out and see, did you see what happened to mortgage rates over the course of the last 14 days? Right? I'm going to use a little bit longer window because rates go up, rates go down, rates go up, rates go down. But in general, they're still up. Right? So, and then I'm going to say number 4, I'm curious, what are your thoughts around this? So watch this. Rochelle, I'm going to role play with you really quick. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Rochelle?
Yeah, this is Rochelle.
Hey, Rochelle, this is Bill Pipes, your agent over here with 5 Real Estate. I'm just giving you a call back like I said I would a couple of weeks ago. Hey, Rochelle, I wanted to reach out real quickly. Notice, no pause. I go straight in. I don't give her the chance to say she's busy or anything else. Does that make sense? I don't want that opening, right? So I go, I wanted to reach out and see, did you see what happened to mortgage rates over the course, Rochelle, of the last 14 days?
Oh, well, I know that they're high, up a lot more in the sevens, right?
Yeah, they came down and they went back up, and then they came down a little bit, but you're absolutely correct. They're still at 7.04 to 7.1. Just sort of curious, what are your thoughts around this with your plans to buy?
Well, it definitely makes me want to stay in place because I have a 3.5, percent interest rate.
Yeah.
Uh, so
It's always tough to walk away from that 3.5, even if you don't like the house. Well, I was wondering, Rochelle, how of all does this impact your goal to buy a home in the next, like you said, 6 months?
um it weighs pretty heavy for sure because that would mean a bigger mortgage payment for me, or maybe more down than I had expected. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so you're looking at this going, I might have to have a bigger down payment. I might have to have a bigger monthly payment. And that just gets a little scary. Did I hear you correctly?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, I completely understand. Hey, Rochelle, were you aware how this increase in rates actually could play to your advantage as a motivated buyer in this market?
No, I mean, I don't see how.
Okay. Now notice right there, guys, I'm flipping the narrative. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Right? Because most people are like in the position with Rochelle where they're like, I don't know how we can move forward. I'm either going to need to pay more, bigger monthly payment, etc. No, Rochelle, it's very common. A lot of people don't recognize this. This my goal is to make sure that you do see the advantage. So think about this. Number one, with rates being higher, do you think there's more or fewer buyers in the market?
Well, if they're thinking anything like me, it's probably less buyers in the market right now.
That's right. And you recognize that means less competition for you.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about it that way, but yeah.
And and if there's less competition, what could that do to us for negotiating?
Well, we'll be able to maybe get a lower price on the home, or maybe ask the seller to, like, pay some closing costs.
You got it. That's exactly correct. Look, you have less competition because the buyers are getting out of the market, Rochelle. You have more homes to choose from because the inventory, rather than you just having, you can really find that ideal home versus just what's available. And that you said that's very important if you're making this move, correct?
Yes, for sure.
Right. And like you said, we have more negotiating power with the sellers. We can get concessions. We may even be able to get concessions at a point where you could buy down the rate and not be so far away from that 3.954% that you're at. That sounds great, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, if I can get something, close to what I have, or just a little bit more where the payment's comfortable, then that would make things easier.
Great. That's fun. And you know what, Rochelle, with all of that, you're still going to gain the equity appreciation of 3 to 4% here in California that we're projected to see. Right now, it's exciting to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, that gives me some hope. I have my eye on the neighborhood.
Yeah. Let me ask you something, Rochelle. If you do wait, until all those other rates come down. What do you think is going to happen to the number of buyers in the market?
Well, can't really time it, but I would assume that buyers will, start, looking at homes again, interest rate looks good, then they're more motivated to put an offer in on the property.
That's right. We just lost our competition. We just lost our negotiating power, and there's fewer homes to choose from. You don't want that, do you?
No, I don't actually.
And you do want to take advantage of this, what we just outlined in terms of this market, correct?
Yeah, anything that helps me get ahead, I will.
Great. Then all we need to do right now, Rochelle, is set a quick strategy session so we can sit down, look at what your situation is, right? Look at how myself and my team can help you. Really don't mind. We do this all the time. What works better for you, afternoons or evenings? And now I'm going to go into the close at that point. So you guys got to see exactly how this works. The goal out of this entire conversation is to bring to their attention the opportunities that they don't see. Rochelle, on your end, how'd that feel from a role play standpoint?
Um, Make me think about it differently, of course, and then the fact that you're asking the closed-end questions, yes or no, I can't ponder. You have to say yes
Yeah.
or no. So yeah, it led me to the next point.
To the next point. And so all that I'm trying to do is to educate them in terms of the opportunities that exist that they don't recognize right now. And most people only look at rates and don't recognize that they've got more opportunity than that. Any questions on that role play, guys? I wanted to go tactical with you today on that. So any questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Lisa, please. I saw you unmute yourself.
No, because it just comes down to the fact of their reason.
Mhm. Okay. So watch this. My job is not to create motivation for them. You got to get that, right? That's not my job. My job is to prospect. That's what I tell all my clients, all their teams. Your job is to prospect daily to find new motivated people, right? Not and then to use our follow-up to educate them. I'd be calling everyone saying, gosh, did you hear about Jerome Powell? Did you hear this? I just want to bring some information to you. He said the economy is great, which is sort of interesting because we're seeing the following. Just sort of curious how, what questions you have on this. And I wanted to bring this to your attention. By the way, with all these changes, with rates staying where they are, probably until September, right? Just sort of curious, would you rather move forward now with an appointment or wait for another 30 days when there's going to be potentially more competition? So I'm just going to bring information to them over and over. I prospect to find the motivated. I follow up. Please write this down. Prospect to find the motivated, follow up to educate them. And depending upon their motivation and risk adversity, which we have no control over. Do you guys realize that? I can't control someone's risk adversity and I cannot control their level of motivation. That's on them. But depending upon that, then they act typically sooner rather than they would later because we're bringing the data to them. Now more than ever, guys, it's absolutely critical that you're listening to Logan Motoshami, that you're paying attention to Mike Simonson of Altos, and that you're plugging into Keeping Current Matters while we're in this little huff of uncertainty. So any questions on the data? And by the way, I will be sending this script. I know Nazar has it, but I'll send it out to you guys so that you do have it as well too. I love the rate increase script because it's one that you only get to use so often, right? And right now we are in that situation. So any questions about what I've covered here today, about the economic data, right? About inflationary numbers coming in, about what Jerome Powell is saying, anything? Now, here's the last bit. It's sharing perspective. They likely, excuse me. Yeah, they don't have that perspective. Cugilio, I hope I said that right. Giulio, right? So they don't have that perspective. I guarantee you they don't because they're looking at it from minimizing their risk adversity. Okay. Here's what I would do, right? I would shoot a video if I were in your guys' shoes that said, how does the higher interest rates play to the advantage of someone who's motivated to buy right now? And you just simply take these 4 points. You have less competition because there's more buyers, fewer buyers in the market, and you've gotten out of the market. You have more homes to choose from, which means you can have a higher probability of getting your dream home. You have more negotiating power with sellers since they're receiving fewer offers, and you're still going to gain equity. Right. So if you're anyone you know wants to take advantage of this market, please DM me, right? I'd be more than happy to answer any more questions you have about that and get that out to your entire Instagram social media network as well, too. Right. So then I would send that out to all of my leads. Okay. Right. I would send that out to all of my leads that I have inside there. Everyone that said they want to buy or sell in 2023, 2024, right? Because even though I'm calling them, I may not be able to get them to pick up the phone, but I can get them to watch a video, right? So I send that video out via email at that point. Same exact thing. Hey, I know it's been a while since we had the chance to actually speak, but I wanted to actually let you know we saw rates holding at about 7.04 to 7.1. As a buyer, you may be thinking, gosh, I want to wait. However, let me share with you 4 reasons why right now actually is playing to your advantage as a buyer that you may not have thought about. Number 1, fewer buyers, less competition. Number 2, more homes to choose from. And you go through the exact same 4 things. So, right. One version goes out on social media. One version goes out to your leads. The one to your leads, a little bit more intimate because you've been cultivating and nurturing them. All right. So, okay. Well, today has been tactical, my friends, right? So I will make sure you have the script. Someone put something in the chat. Could you please repeat? Where is it? Yes, Lupita. The entire process is this. We prospect to find the motivated. That's our job in prospecting. Prospecting is not, Tanya, to set appointments. It's find people who are motivated leads. We use our follow-up to educate the motivated to make more intelligent decisions based upon their level of motivation and their risk adversity. And then we present to them, once we get the appointment, to make ourselves the obvious choice at that point. That's what our presentation should do. Show ourselves as the obvious choice. Okay. All right, guys. Here's the really good news. The really good news is all of your agent competitors have no idea what to do with this market, right? They don't have a rudder. They're a little bit confused. You guys do, right? And if we look at this narrative that, hey, this is a great time, if you truly, truly believe that now, and I'm telling you right now, I'm looking for a house again. Like I'm back on the hunt. I was gonna like remodel my house. I'm like, gosh, dang it, no. You know what? I'm starting to see a whole bunch of listings that are popping up, ones that are coming down, price reductions that are taking place. I'm like, okay, cool, game on. You never know when someone's plans are going to change. Does that make sense? All that you can do is continue to follow up, educate, and provide value and service. All right. So you guys have an amazing 2 weeks. Thank you. If you need anything, I'm always here for you. Other than that, crush it. And remember, you are part of an organization at Five that is quickly moving towards the highest per person productivity brokerage on the planet. That is the vision. That is what you're part of. That is what we hold true to. So I'm proud to be part of it. As anything, we're here. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.